F1, the 2018 Bahrain Grand Prix preview. Below are some vital storylines heading into Sakir, Bahrain at the 5.412 km, 3.363 mile, Bahrain International Circuit that Sunday, 8th of April.
The Bahrain Grand Prix at night, under the lights, is one of the season's most exciting events. This F1 Middle East occasion means flying 7,520 miles to Bahrain from Melbourne, Australia.
In Melbourne, despite a strong qualifying lap by Mercedes-AMG's Lewis Hamilton, the Silver Arrow team could not keep up with Ferrari's NYSC race. Sebastian Vettel on race day following the controversial VSC frame that saw Mr. Vettel gain 5 seconds and the lead as a result. Valtteri Bottas debunked the assessment that Mercedes-AMG was miles ahead after Australia. Ferrari president Sergio Marchionne claimed the Maranello-based outfit had the perfect strategy and pace in Melbourne. Mr. Vettel called it luck. Bahrain being a power-on circuit with high fuel consumption and drivers at full throttle for 68% of each lap, the race simulations in practice and qualifying should settle who has the best pace between F1's top two teams. Mr. Vettel said that in Australia Mercedes-AMG didn't do anything special, not more than they did last year, probably even a bit less by the looks of it.
Since their heartbreaking double DNF in Australia, Haas, the American team, have faced many questions about their pace, whether or not the white 2018 car is a Ferrari clone, and a prompting by rival teams to investigate the closeness of the Haas/Ferrari relationship.
It should be noted that on pace, Haas was P8 and P11 in the speed trap in Australia, and Kevin Magnussen has doubts that Haas can replicate it in Bahrain.
The main story for Haas going into Bahrain is whether or not the pit crew improved. Team principal Günther Steiner has said that the team will undergo extra pit stop practice in hopes that a similar mishap from Australia will happen in Bahrain.
After Mr. Vettel lucked out on the VSC frame to take the lead in Australia, there was some outcry by commentators that the VSC rules should be clarified or that the VSC should be scrapped altogether.
Fortunately, Bahrain, due to its large runoff areas, does not yield too many virtual safety car frames. There have been only 2 at the track over the last 2 years. However, should a VSC or the proper safety car make an appearance, watch the Delta Times and Leader to see if anyone else decides to pit to gain time.
After Mercedes-AMG miscalculated the VSC gap in Australia, Mr. Hamilton led a spirited chase to close the gap with Mr. Vettel. He got as close as half a second on a couple of occasions before turning down his engine to conserve mileage and save the engine. If Mr. Hamilton falls behind in Bahrain, with it being a power circuit, how many laps can Mr. Hamilton or any driver do at full tilt before engine management comes into play? Remember, there is still the question, will Mr. Hamilton show up to race or party in Dubai at the fashion event?
There was a lot of joy in the McLaren garage after Fernando Alonso finished P5 in Australia. While many see McLaren as a top team, the team has settled into the midfield. With the right strategy, Bahrain has a tendency to award aggressive midfield chargers, particularly Force India.
So, will Force India show that stance again in Bahrain, or will McLaren, Haas, or Renault take the best of the rest title there?
Tune in and enjoy the racing.